is Paul Turner, the co-owner of Team Guts, a shared Detroit-supported charity and nonprofit, joining us on the Michigan Megacast. Thank you very much for joining us, Paul.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me, Tyler.
Appreciate having you on. First off, tell us about Team Guts and the services and programs that you provide.
Well, our mission is we provide year-round fitness programs, one-on-one fitness training. We have athletic and sports programs as well as summer camps for children, teenagers, and even adults with special needs. So it's highly focused, and it's a need, and we've kind of filled that void, if you will.
And so you co-founded this organization, and what was the motivation behind finding this organization and creating these programs for special needs children?
Well, you know, it's the impetus behind the whole idea was my niece, and that's my brother Todd, who's my partner in this. But he and his wife brought a young girl into the world. She was born with Down syndrome, and by that age of like 3.5, 4, she was also diagnosed with autism. So she has that dual diagnosis. So, you know, like any parent that has a child with special needs, you know, obviously they're worried about everything. You know, what do we do? A school, you know, how to, you know, what happens when we're gone? You know, what happens to our loved one and those kind of things. So, you know, Todd, whose background is in exercise science, you know, he was concerned just with her health, just general health, just like all of us, you know. So, you know, when he actually, you know, the idea kind of germinated for a while, but it was people that Todd and Cheryl, my sister-in-law, associated with, that were like, well, you know, you guys are focused on doing some things in the field of health and wellness. Why not special needs? And, you know, Todd's immediate response was, listen, you know, my background, I don't have a background in it. But, you know, he talked to me about it, and I'm like, well, you know, Todd, that is just a wonderful idea. You know, it's so, you know, it's like the old cliche, if we build it, they will come. And that's basically what we've done.
And so where does the name come from? The name of the organization is Team Guts. Can you explain the origin of that name?
Sure. And just to preface it, let me just tell you, Tyler, that my mother hates the name, or hated the name. She goes, well, it's the same question, you know, like, well, where did that come from? So originally, you know, and again, I give credit to my brother Todd, but, you know, there's a philosophy, if you will. It's backed by science, but it's a ground up training system, and it all deals with your core. You strengthen your core, and then, you know, good things come from there. And it's applicable to, you know, neurotypical individuals as well as individuals with special needs. So here we had this logo called GUTS, which is the acronym for a ground up training system. And then we just put Team Guts, and we took it, and that's where we applied to the IRS and got our 501c3 status. So that's the story behind it. I apologize, but it does get attention because people are like, well, what is that? You know, so.
And so, Paul, what are some of these classes and programs that are offered through your organization, and how do people get involved if they have children with special needs, or if they themselves have special needs and would like to participate in some of these programs?
Sure. Well, the first thing I would say to answer the second part of your question is, you know, our website, which is www.teamgutsmichigan.com. And there you can educate yourself on the programs that we have. You can also register for the programs. But I think before you register, Tyler, you know, because every individual is unique, and every individual with special needs is unique, and that's how we approach it. So a lot of times, you know, let's say a parent will contact us, you know, through our website, just asking questions, and we say, well, bring them out, try it out. There's no obligation. We're not charging, you know, families to come out and just see if it works, you know, for them. If you know, we want to make sure we have the counselors and the people in place that can accommodate these particular individuals. So that said, the programs that we have currently, we have a martial arts program, and you know, that, Tyler, that program, it's not about learning to fight. Again, it's balance and core strength and flexibility And all these attributes that are facets that help, these kids, teenagers, and adults improve their stamina, improve their strength, and their mental. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention how important it is for their mental well-being, which permeates their entire household. So that's a big deal. We also offer a cardio dance fusion class, which is kind of an amalgam of different dance genres. We want to appeal to everyone, boys, girls, etc. So we've kind of introduced a number of different disciplines in that program. But again, it's about getting these kids moving. Now, so and so your listeners know, our viewers, during COVID, we lost our home, if you will, in Ferndale, Michigan. So right now we're working out of the community center in Clawson, Michigan. Tyler, my brother and I will tell you, it's not ideal. It's not our future. We're working diligently to find an appropriate and good location to do the classes that we offer, because we've had things like golf, flag football, throw ball and kickball, baseball. We did it all indoors. It's all adaptive for our community. We would have field trips, and we'll have those again, where we've talked to a number of different high schools in probably a 5-6 mile radius of where our facility used to be. But they would they get on buses and they bus the kids there. We have a plan. We called it a field trip, a Team Guts field trip. And we were growing in that aspect too. So I think, the one thing I want everyone to understand is that, we've lost momentum without question, but we still have momentum, and we'll regain our lost momentum. And I think, the future's bright for our mission in our organization.
How did the COVID-19 pandemic affect your programs and your ability to provide these services that can have such a great impact on the special needs community?
Oh, absolutely. So I remember 2020, it was March 17th. That's the day that we basically, said we got to keep our doors shut. Now, this was before the state mandate. Yeah. So, you have to understand, like Team Guts, our facility was just like any gym. Tyler, if you have a membership at, I don't know, Lifetime Fitness, Planet Fitness, any of the myriad types of health clubs that are around our area, this was no different. It just was, focused on individuals with special needs. It was adapted to meet their needs. So being a gym under that classification, then I think it was, we kind of beat the mandate by, I don't know, a day or two. So anyway, our facility was retrofitted. We did everything. It was basically, we took a warehouse and, put a lot of money into it just so that it would accommodate, the different needs that we were intending on helping. So that facility was dormant for the better part of 10 months. And I tell you, in the fall of 2020, Tyler, even when the governor opened things up for gyms, I think it was probably 25% capacity at the time, our families were absolutely not coming indoors. These individuals tend to be immunodeficient, and it's too much of a risk for any parent, So, and Todd will tell you that, his daughter, Amarisa, who, was telling you she was the impetus behind the whole idea. I mean, poor thing, she did, her immunity is slim to none. So they're ultra vigilant, and that's true of all families. I haven't met a family that wasn't concerned. So long story short, the writing was on the wall. We tried to work it out with our landlord. He was very understanding, very gracious about it, but he knew. He said, Paul, I've watched that, that building just sit, vacant for months. So we had no choice. And so now we're in the process of working on finding a new location. And we've learned a lot, Tyler. It's not the end of the road. some good things will come from it and have come from it. So we'll just keep things going, at the community center in the time being, for the time being, I should say.
So as you and as Team Guts continues to persevere and provide these great programs to kids with special needs and to kids that are neurodivergent, what are the greatest needs from the community in terms of ways that they can support your organization to help you continue to provide these services?
Well, I'll tell you, everybody's got their hand out, right? And I understand as a business owner, as someone that manages a 501c3, you do need that lifeline. You need financial help. There's no question, because we do charge a certain amount of money for our activities. We scholarship those families that are financially hardshipped. So it's not a lot, and it'll never be a lot. And I don't necessarily take credit for that. I know my brother who struggles, he has empathy for these families. So I tell you, Tyler, we've never said no. We've never said no to a family. So, money's never an objection. So, but that being said, that's not the first thing that I talk to people about. I want more people to know what we do. Just register. Come see our classes. To us, that the other stuff will happen if we're true to our mission and we stay true to our cause. Money will come. People do give. They've been very generous over the years for us, and we've been very fortunate. So, but I think just word of mouth, letting people know, what we're doing. When we do finally found a home, we'll expand the number of programs that we offer for sure. And listen, Tyler, I'll throw this out. If again, we're looking for a home where we can put our sign, Team Guts. So, we're looking probably for 6,000 plus square feet of space that's not office space. It has to have, high ceilings and such, so we can run some of the programs that we've been running.
More information can be found on teamgutsmichigan.com. That's teamgutsmichigan.com. Other ways you can help can also be found on shareddetroit.com, where Team Guts is one of 299 charities and nonprofits supported on the Shared Detroit platform. Paul, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Tyler. Thank you so much.